Hello, greetings fellow stationeers, and welcome back to Mimas, with me 54-bit, where today I am facing the harsh reality that I am stupid. This should not be a major news break for anyone who knows me, but yes, I did a major boo-boo. So much so that I deleted the episode that should have been released and am now re-recording it. I basically had this idea that I was going to automate these machines, well, not automate the machines, but automate them powering on or off based on me being inside the room as measured by this occupancy sensor here, and turn everything on and off that needed to be turned off by using one of these transformers. Problem being, there are certain things that need to be on all the time. The cooling valve here, the cooling valve down in the power shed, the grow light, and in order to do that, I decided to use two transformers for the base. One for essential stuff, like the digital valve and the grow light, one for everything else, so that the code would only have to turn off one transformer and that would turn off everything else. The alternative, which I've already done and will probably do again, is to turn everything on and off individually. Not the most code-friendly way of doing things, but the problem I had was this went onto a different wiring network because it was connected to a different transformer, and what I failed to realize is as soon as I did that, the code that runs here on the main network could no longer see it, so it couldn't control it. And because I'm using pinless code, like addressing everything by hash name, and so I don't have to use an IC housing, I didn't get the little yellow orange flashy light telling me that there's a problem. So I wasn't aware of it until it was much too late. Long story short, I was out on a really extended mining run, and the beacon went off. Everything went off because everything went out of power. Yeah, it was not good. Came back and the temperature in the power shed was like 300 degrees because the Stirling kept trying to run. Well, it was running, but it was generating 6 watts. At 350 degrees Celsius, it was only marginally cooler in the room than it was in the pipe. So, yeah, bit of a disaster. Anyway, so clean slate, starting fresh, not going to make the same mistake again. Instead, I'm sure I'll find wholly different areas to make mistakes. Okay, so the other thing I did, which did actually work, and I shall recreate that here, is address another problem I had, again, surrounding this oxygen filtration unit. Nothing wrong with it filtering the oxygen. The problem was, once these batteries die, assuming they do, and when I was messing around with the generators downstairs, they did at one point go flat, this filtration obviously lost its power, which meant the IC code could no longer run, which meant the base was basically dead. So what I'm going to do is I have an APC here. I'm going to set that up to provide power just to this one device. And I'm going to put that here. That should be okay. I need to get my tools out. And I have a spare nuke for it. And placing it is a little difficult. Okay, now the other thing I'm going to do is move this transformer over to here so that I can deal with the cabling issues. It means I'm going to have a spare transformer here, but that's not the end of the world. So I think I can reach it to control it. If not, I will have to move things. Yeah. So let me set that while I can. I love this crouch mod. It is very cool. Right, so I'm going to set that to 4950 and I'm going to turn it on. Yeah, so I can reach the power switch. So looks a little funky, but I'm quite okay with it. Alright, now I need some heavy cable. And of course I've got this black pipe up here. It's kind of difficult to see, so maybe you probably only need one or two at a base this size. So, tell you what, before I go any further, let's turn that off. I'm going to pull out this green cable because I want to take this power line across. So, easy way to do that. I can pull off the bits I can see. For the bits I can't see, because you can't see them either side, I know it's there. So, you put in a bunch of cross pieces, like so. Oh, of course. Yeah, that one managed to get. Right, there should be, there's one up in that corner as well. Right. So that gets me there. Don't need that any longer. So what I should be able to do is run straight across, and here will come down, have a T like that, okay, and everything else should be cool and funky. Yeah, I may end up never using this spare transformer, but we'll see. Okay, yeah, I don't have my backpack on, that's confuddling me. So let's make certain we've got the paint right, or the connections right. So make it yellow here, yellow over there, I've got a good connection. Right, so we'll turn that on as well. Okay, so the next thing is working outside. Gonna need to get the cabling sorted out back here. So a little bit, gonna have to do a little bit of ugly wiring. Not a fan of ugly wiring. Big fan of ugly pipes. Anyway, let us depart to the icy void. Now, is that open or closed? It's open. Good. Right. I should have enough cable, and should be able to do it all from outside. Okay, so at the moment we have everything connected to what is the orange pipe network, and in order to do this I need to first pull out the cabling along there. So we'll take this one up, along, is what I mean about ugly wiring. And, oh, there it is. So I knew I had some more. Okay, so that provides power. Now, in order to get the data connected, I have to go down from here, which means this existing green one is going to have to be moved. Not quite certain how far down it needs to go. In fact, that needs to come out. And that needs to go up like that. Right, so that gets that out of the way. Now I just need to connect this one here. Let's see, what joint is that? That is a four-way corner. So that needs to remain a four-way corner. So from there we'll just go down, down, along like that. Yeah, it looks awful, doesn't it? I don't like it, but I kind of need it. So right, we'll replace this. And I have a bit more green cable to pull out once we get back into the base. Nope, can't reach. There we go. Right. Quick test. Yes, that's good. We'll make it its green again. Marvelous. This we will make yellow just so it stands out. Right, that seems to have caught everything up. Okay, so right now the APC providing power just to this. So this will have to drain a whole nuclear battery just by itself in order to fail. And if we get to that point, then I've messed up even more than I thought possible. This is now working. There's some green cable along the floor, which is useless. I will pull it out, and we should be good to go. Now, the other thing I need to do is address this sensor, which is currently not being looked at or used at all. I'm going to write some code which will hopefully allow me to complete the setup of the base automation. So the way this works, if I'm within 100 meters of it, I believe that's the setting here. I think that's 100 meters, not 100 blocks. Then this light turns green, which means it is detecting me. If I, let's see, can I set it? Well, that's to 1. So when you're within 2 meters, yeah. So I'm going to want that set at around about 100, I think. I think 100 meters is a good number. Whoops. Oh, that's a bugger. Can't set it with a labeler. Dang nabbit. Alright, so C and click goes up in 10, so at least we can be grateful for that. Right, so 100 meters is good. I don't know if you'll actually see it change from green once I'm 100 meters away. No, you're not going to see that. So the idea is when I'm more than, in this case, 100 meters away, that beacon is going to get turned on. I don't think I can be 100 meters away from this sensor and still on the base. So when I'm working on the base, I should be good. I may actually increase it, as even at night time, the base is visible from quite a distance with all the lights on. let's see. Where are we? Tracker. Oh, that's only 55. Right. So that's 100 meters. So, yeah, should be able to see some semblance of the base, even without that beacon light on, within 100 meters. Okay, so we have the proximity sensor that is wired into the correct network, and we have the sensors in there. So now we get to the fun Cody part. And once that's done, I'll go out and address those bloody pipes that keep knocking. Okay, let's see. Put that down, turn that off, and I guess the floor can go back. Right. So we have an occupancy sensor, we have a proximity sensor, we've got a beacon at the top, and we've got this override lever. This override lever is basically going to negate, or not negate, but override the setting of this. And, you know, the code for it should be fairly simple. Okay, so we will edit along. I am going to need a whole bunch more defines. All right, I'm bound to have forgotten something, but I'm fairly certain that's everything. Oh, suit storage. Yeah. All right, I'll need to add that in. That's to stay on. All the transformers will stay on. The LEDs we've got covered. That I'm not bothering with. These consoles will be covered. LED down there maybe. Console covered. Lights. Hardly ever use them, but I should address them just in case. Define suit store. I'll just call them big lights. Okay. Which is the wall light long wide. Dun, dun, dun. I mean, if you use lots of different types of lights, you just address them all here. Suit storage. Okay, so these are all the things that I want to turn on or off. And well, actually these last three here I don't want to turn off, so let's cut that out. Just do it this way, so it gives me a contiguous block of things that I know I need to worry about. So there's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 items that I need to be turning on or off. Okay. So, beacon. One of the most important ones. Get beacon, it's that one there. Alright, unlucky 13 then. Right. So, we will... How will we do this? Well, I've only got the one proximity and the one occupancy sensor on this network. I do have another occupancy sensor, but it's on a different network, which I'll address separately. So, we'll just use R0, I think. So load batch into R0 from the lever, setting, and again, because we're using batch methods, we have to give it an average or a minimum or maximum, whatever. I just always use average. And then we will load batch into device status. Oh, not capitalized, because it's a variable, not a constant. From the, let's do the occupancy sensor first, which is occ sensor. I think it's quantity. I think that's what I want to use. If you're uncertain, you can always, using the device configuration, you can see it's got an activate and it's got a quantity. And of course with it in this situation, as soon as I step out of the room I can no longer see it. maybe it'd be worth moving it. Why not? We will go into full demonstration mode. Okay, I just need a little bit of wire of the cheap sort, which is probably in me backpack. You know, I'll just put my backpack on. No! Oh, it's right there. What a donut. Occupancy sensor. Get rid of this. Okay, so configuration thing, activate and quantity are both 1. Oh, alright, so I could use either. Oh. I started with quantity, so we'll stick with it. Alright, so should also explain. When the lever is in that closed position, open and setting are both equal to 0. When you open it, they both change to 1. So you could use either open or setting. I'll use setting because then if I change it to a switch, then I think that would work. But I like the visual representation of the lever being pulled. You know, it's an instant reminder that, oh, something is set here. Okay, so we're loading into R0. The setting of the lever, if it's closed as it is now, that will be a 0. We're loading into device status, the reading from the occupancy sensor, so that would be a 1. So all I need to do is use the OR statement into device status, and again device status and R0. So if either of these are a 1, then device status will be set to a 1, and so we'll use that to control what the settings are. So now I need to do all of these, so wondering whether I should have brought them further down the list. So we will set batch, auto lathe, on device status, and it would help if I could spell. So that we need to repeat for all of the other devices. So let's just copy, and then we can, that did not copy. Copy, paste, paste. Okay, so that should deal with it. So that should deal with turning the things on and off as and when I leave the base. So, or leave this room. When I go into the airlock, it should, all these things should turn off. So, let's see. Nope, did not work. Because I did. You got to update the code. Right. Well, the stackers went off. The auto lathe didn't. Let's turn everything on. Not that I'll see that. Also, that pressure regulator should go off. It didn't. Oh, I'm a donut. I wonder how many of you are screaming at the screen right now, saying, I know what you did wrong. Oh, and of course now I'm going to have to do some ugly wiring. Oh, rats. Well, at least it's going to be symmetrical, I suppose. Yes, dear reader, we need to connect the data ports on the devices I'm trying to deal with. Right, so this one's easy. Let's just make certain that's it. Yeah, so that one goes off, the other ones don't. Now I could just go down, but I'm going to go backwards because I really don't like that. In fact, it could even just go here. Oh. Well, it looks a little funky. So that one should go off now as well. And it do. Okay. Don't know why I printed all these cardboard boxes now. Actually, this one could come from here as well. Now the toolmaker is hardly ever on. Oh, I think it looks horrible. Right, and the bench also is going to need to be connected. Where does the cable go there? I really don't want to pull this floor up because then all the ingots will fall down and I have to pick them up before I can do anything with them. There. Right, that should be good. So everything should go off. Come on. Go off. And then this. They will come on again. Okay, so that's that part done. And the next bit is dealing with the sensor up there. So we will load batch from, was it prox sensor. Oh no, we'll load into device status, prox sensor. What is that value? I think it uses the same thing. Activate, setting, quantity. Yeah, so we'll use quantity again. That should work out okay. Because I think that detects the number of players that it detects. Okay. Now in this particular case, when it detects something, I want it to have the reverse effect, so I can't just use the device status, I have to invert it. So set equal to 0. Device status, device status. So that, if this is a 1, yeah, right now it'll be detecting me, so proximity sensor quantity will be returning a 1, so device status will be equal to 1. So I then set device status to 0 if device status, sorry, I set it to 1 if device status is a 0. Does that make sense? Probably not, but it's basically inverting it. So, and then we use that to set batch to the beacon, whether it's on, and we use device status. And that should be all we need for that. Confirm. Now unfortunately we can't see it from here, so I'll have to go outside to test it. But we will export the code. No errors. Everything's looking funky. If I'm going outside, spacesuit isn't mandatory, but it is highly recommended. Okay, and we will be able to measure how far we get. So right now the beacon is off. Yep, there. And there we go. 134. Yep. So that's working as intended. I may shorten the range a little. I may have it set to 50 meters. And I don't have to change the code. I just come here and set this. Yeah. So that gives us a little bit more comfort. As much as you have to be very close before the beacon goes off. But it also means I should be able to work all around the base without burning 300 watts of energy all the time. Okay, so that is the base automation done. I had to do a little bit of ugly wiring. Unfortunately, there's really no escape from it, short of running stuff under the floor, which I really do not like to do. I would much rather deal with just a little bit of this than having to pull up floors and then have all the cables being invisible. So I have now a spare transformer. don't really know what I'm going to do with it. It's kind of pointless being there, to be honest. So what I might do is put another APC there and just also plug its feed into the transformer line, so it will act as a backup. Maybe even have it turned on and off by code if it detects that the battery charge is getting low. Maybe, don't know. Yeah, next is I need to revisit this a little. Oh, because shoot, because I'm not inside, it's turned those off. Well, it's good because when I'm away from the base I don't want them on, but maybe they should be controlled by the proximity sensor as well. Yeah. Okay. But yeah, I want to tweak this a little. I'm going to separate the exhaust from the gas fuel generator, and I'm going to pump it directly into the red pipe network. The red pipe network should always be connected to one of the two tanks, and theoretically that will let me run the gas fuel generator without having to worry about its gas cooling down or mixing or messing up with whatever tank I want running to the Stirling. I think I'm going to be switching back to running the Stirling more than the gas fuel generator. The gas generator generates a lot of heat. It does produce more power, but it also is a more finicky creature when it comes to its preferred operating environment. The Stirling will work in just about any temperature. I mean, I came back and I saw it working in plus 350, only generating 6 watts, or something stupidly low. But it was trying to run. So yeah, more pipe shenanigans there. More chute shenanigans over here. I have a working distribution thing, which I kind of like. I can see when I fill it up, occasionally these ones back here will show me, where the stuff is. So yeah, that kind of works. I wish I'd set these ones a little bit further back, just for more of a symmetrical corner type thing, rotational symmetry, whatever you call it. That would have been nice. But now that I've got a whole bunch of extra hard mining backpacks, the number of ores I come back with is kind of ridiculous. And standing here and feeding them in, standing here and feeding them in one at a time is getting old. So I will probably pull this apart and rejig it somewhat, primarily to allow another chute network to impact it, or maybe modify this one. I really don't know. I wish we had some kind of robotics so that I could move things, like have a pre-built assembly and just rotate it out the way, or something like pistons or rotors, or that fun stuff that Space Engineers gives us. But we don't. So we have to engineer other ways around it. And I've come up with a couple of solutions, which I think could be funky. But yeah, stay tuned for that. Thanks for watching. Like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. And I'll catch you in the next one. 54 Bear out.